What can the Gen Z young manager do or don't as they enter into the workforce? So what advice would you have for them? So we heard, what companies are doing. We heard the mistakes companies can make. We heard how you kind of, become better with time. We heard about the tools and instruments. How do you lead a team? But if I'm a fresh graduate, right, I'm just entering my sort of the 40-year career that I have ahead of me. What can I do something before coming into in the work system? Are there some basic tips?
Yeah, I mean, before you join a company, or
Yeah.
it's worth doing some research into the people and finding out about them, looking at their background, but not just looking at, say, okay, this is an American, so they must be like this, but actually looking at the individual. So actually, on a practical level, when I have an important client meeting, I take a look at their LinkedIn profile and see, well, where's this person coming from? What's their background? And so you might want to look at their professional background, their national background, their international experience, the jobs that they've done. So you find out, you do a lot of research there. When you're in the company or in an organization, again, this observation skill is very important. So if people say to me, well, how am I supposed to dress in the office? Well, you look around and you see, how are those people, what are they wearing? And then you can make a statement and wear something different, but you can also say, okay, I shouldn't dress too formally, or I have to dress more formally, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, I think I think it's also very important to be able to ask a lot of questions, and so before you make assumptions, to spend a bit of time asking, not telling people, oh yeah, this is what you're like, but just asking very open questions about how things are done, and people will understand that if you're new, that you ask questions, and if you want to ask about culture, people are often very, very happy to talk about that, So, I mean, I have that all the time when I go to China. I'm going there next week, and I may have to ask. Well, I have to ask local people, what do I bring if I'm invited to somebody's house? What's
Yeah.
appropriate? I know some things are taboo, and you don't take an umbrella as a present because that means you never want to see the people again or whatever. But it's unique to every situation. And you need to find that. That's where you need another thing. You need to find some I call local informants. So somebody in the organization who you can trust, who's able to talk to you. And those people are not necessarily super high up in the hierarchy.
Right.
If you're talking to the big boss or whatever, they may not, there's too much power going on there, to be honest. So you can get a lot of information maybe from a team assistant, maybe from somebody on an internship or something, who really knows how that organization ticks, and they can help you. And they will tell you the unique things about this organization. What do people do at lunchtime? How do they celebrate somebody's birthday or not, or whatever, which you can not get from a book. And I would urge people, though, also to not lose their authenticity. You're really valuable for an organization, not because you've got massive experience, which you don't have,
Yeah.
but because you're coming with a fresh mind, and you can be proud of that, actually, and it's very, very useful. And don't be arrogant and say, oh, you should do things in this way or something like that on the first day, but you can offer your perspectives, and you may well be saying things that the other people would have liked to say, but they've stopped asking these questions. I found that when I joined this big company, I was completely confused by all the abbreviations they were using. They had acronyms for everything, and so quite naively, I would say at a meeting, sorry, you use this, whatever it was. What does that mean? And then it was amazing because people who've been there 10 years, they said, actually, we're not quite sure either, good.
Right.
And it was not a problem. So asking those things in a open, curious way, but not in an arrogant or aggressive way, then you would alienate people.